Ishist, coming to you live and in person through the magic of the interwebs. Today I'll be giving you a brief wrap-up of the news for this past week. A lot went down, but here's what really grabbed my attention and put my wallet in the corner. Scary. So, this week, Samsung announced their new phone, the Galaxy S4, which in all reality is just a minor spec bump. Going up to a 1080p screen. I believe this is the first phone with 802.11 AC wireless. I wish somebody else was here to help me confirm that or not. Pretty big battery, 16, 32, and 64 gig storage, same thing. A new Snapdragon 600 series processor, quad-core, of course. And a couple goofy features. They have this thing called S-Health, which, from what I read and what I looked into, seems a lot like what you'd get through a Fitbit or a regular pedometer, or just counting calories and keeping track of what you do, because that's essentially what it does. It keeps your steps. It monitors where you're at, temperature, humidity, all kinds of things like that. Also lets you enter in what you eat through the week, so you can keep track of how well you're doing. Something else that has kind of gotten people a little weirded out by is a new feature called Smart Pause, and the phone is watching you as you watch stuff. So the phone knows when you're whacking off the porn, and it knows when you look away, which is which is kind of weird. Now the feature's supposed to pause the video when you look away, which could be good, could be bad. I see that being another feature that gets turned off by a lot of people. And another thing they do is Smart Scroll, which allows you to scroll the page with your eyes and not have to touch the screen. They implemented a couple other things in there that allow you to, answer the phone, change tracks and things like that by just hovering your fingers over the screen, which is kind of cool too. Honestly, I don't think a lot of people are going to really pick up on that kind of stuff. It seems a little gimmicky to me at first, but we'll see. I haven't had a chance to try it out yet, to be honest. And once one comes into stores, I probably will go try it out, and maybe I'll change my mind then. Probably the coolest thing, personally, I think, is the fact that SwiftKey keyboard is now coming built into the device. And through a couple weeks of the podcast of me talking that I think SwiftKey is pretty freaking awesome, especially with their newest update that adds the predictive swiping in there. Hopefully we'll get a chance to talk to the other guys about that sometime on Monday or Tuesday next week when we do a full show. I'm sure we'll have a lot of things to say about that. Next on the docket, we have Google has set a doomsday clock for the RSS reader. A lot of people were blowing up about this last night and are still kind of griping about it now. And for those of you who don't know, RSS is a really awesome, I don't want to call it protocol. It's something it allows you to aggregate news, take links from certain pages, and slap it into a reader. And what really got a lot of people irritated was the fact that Google Reader is probably one of the greatest RSS readers you can get out there. It allows you to set up folders for everything you want to do. It helps you keep track of everything that you've read and what you haven't read. And has been pretty awesome for the last 10 years or so. I've been using it off and on. And a lot of people make the argument that Twitter's kind of taken over as a news aggregate. And while that can be true, I mean, it really depends on who you are and how you look at it. I mean, I can see it one way if you're always looking at Twitter, and on my Mac I have it open on the side and it refreshes like every 15 minutes or so. I can see that being something pretty cool. I can see you arguing for that side of it because you get your news articles, you follow certain people and they post things, and certain sites have their own Twitter accounts and they post articles as well. So I guess you can kind of look at it that way. But for those of us who are on the road a whole lot and don't really have a lot of time to stop and check things every so often, the RSS feed's a pretty cool way to go with that. It allows you to like I said, aggregate everything together and keep it on one nice little package. I believe they set the clock for July 1st, I want to say. I'm not going to look that up because fact checking kills the podcasts. we'll see how that goes. Maybe they might turn things around. It's doubtful, but we never know until it comes time to go down. Next up, Dropbox buys the popular iOS client Mailbox. I know a lot of people, not myself, I'm an Android guy, have been waiting and waiting in the long lines to get into Mailbox, which is a pretty popular mail client that has actually delivered um, on the idea of an inbox zero. And a lot of people have gone through and completely wiped out everything and made sure everything's in specific folders. And not speaking from experience, I haven't had a chance to play with this app yet. It looks like you're able to group things together a lot easier and separate it into appropriate folders to keep track of things. And realistically, the reason why Dropbox picked this up was a lot of people use Dropbox to attach files to emails. You upload it to your Dropbox, you just create a link to download it, excuse me, and you slap it in the email, and boom, there it goes. I think that's pretty cool. I've been using Dropbox for a really long time. I'm a huge fan of it all. Sounds pretty cool. Also, at the same time, Google, in their Gmail client, just released a way to seamlessly integrate files and stuff like that through Google Drive, which kind of puts a hamper on Dropbox's side of it, because now you have to visit a separate site, to go and share that file and put it into the email. When with Gmail, you can just go and do it all in one place. Their big ecosystem. Mailbox isn't going away. They said they're going to integrate those guys into the company. It's going to stay a standalone app. But Dropbox is going to pick up some of their features, and it's going to make them a lot better for what I'm looking for, for the better. And wrapping things up real quick, one last note. Roku released a new device this week, and it seems to be getting pretty good reviews. The Roku 3 comes out at $100, which is fantastic. I think I might have to buy one. It's still small, still awesome. You can, stick it to the back of your TV, or just sit it on the side next to it. It has a real tiny 3.5-inch footprint. It's easy to forget. They've spec bumped it. They've pushed up the processor, so the interface is a lot better, a lot faster. If you have one of the older ones, I have a Roku 2, just a straight up one, and the interface is a little clunky at times. So they're saying this is going to be a lot better now with a faster processor. Interface has been completely revamped for 95% of the applications, the more popular ones, your Netflix, your Hulu, your Amazon, things like that. Probably the coolest thing that they released with this, and one of the reasons why I want to get this device, the new remote is incredible. Not only does it have like the gyro sensor and stuff like that, because Roku put games in there a while back, but that's not the whole point. They have a remote listening ability now, where you can plug in a set of headphones into the side of the remote, and since it's linked up with the Roku box, you can go, I would guess across the house or something like that, while still listening at least to what you're watching, which is kind of cool for people who, like me, watch a bunch of shows over and over and over again. A little not ashamed to say that I've watched the entire series of Scrubs about 4 or 5 times, so I can pretty much visualize what's going on. I just want to listen what's background noise. And when you're in the kitchen, you don't want to pause your show and you don't want to miss anything, so that would be kind of cool to have. I might look into getting one of those pretty soon, and might do like a quick little, quick look of it, and show you guys some awesome stuff. They've updated their AirPlay competitor, which they call Play on Roku, which can be accessed through your Android or iOS device with the Roku companion app. It's not bad. It has a little bit of a wonkiness to it. MP3 files are usually okay. There's a bit of a stutter if your network's a little and from what I've gathered, there's obviously some issues with weird file formats. You probably won't get your MKVs or anything like that. You might be stuck to MPEG videos and things like that. But yeah, it looks pretty cool. I'll have to get one of those. And so in closing, I'm gonna do a pick of the week by myself. Um, and I'm gonna pick something that probably wouldn't fly normally. I bought a bunch of those, retractable on like a spring-loaded retractable aux cable, and that has made listening to music in my car a hell of a lot easier because when I get done, I don't have to worry about coiling up the wire or it being a mess. I just yank on it a little bit and it just goes back to real tiny. That sounds really bad. I wish I could go back and redo that part. But it's a pretty cool piece of easy, simple, cheap technology. I bought five for like $3. If you're looking for something like that and you're still using aux cables, like a Neanderthal like I am, it's pretty cool. You should check them out. And you can find me on Twitter at the Tolsonator. If you're also on app.net, you can find me at Double T. That's DOUBLET. You can find the other guys. Jeremy's at Dark Proteus 66. Cliff is at Clifton M. Thomas. Gage is at Gage Castillo. Eric is Red, White, and Jew. The website is ishist.com, obviously, since you're probably watching it from there. Hit us up with some suggestions and ideas for things. Some questions would be nice, too. The address for that is ishistblog@gmail.com. We're also here on YouTube. We have a Facebook page, a Google Plus group, and we have a bunch of other shows that are going on now. Eric hosts the Photo Funhouse. Jeremy's got his game club, and I believe they're going to be reviewing Spec Ops: The Line. A little bit of an older game, from last year, but still really good. I'm interested to see what they have to say about that. And of course, we have our weekend wrap-ups. And I think I stood. Okay, there we are. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you had a great time. Take care.